Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Yoga Essays for Self Improvement, authored by my Guruji Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So today we are discussing the chapter of how to solve a problem. Human life abounds with problems. Problems march in a ceaseless procession from one's childhood right through old age. Problems with health, problems with human relationships, problems with desires and their fulfillment, problems with knowledge and power, manifold other problems based on man's relationship with the world. At times, one finds a solution only to discover that the past problem has simply assumed a different garb and has arisen again. Some problems are suppressed, some are replaced with others, and some are refracted into the manifold complexities of life. It is difficult to find a profound solution to any problem in human life without having an insight into the nature of the soul and the ultimate destination of its movement through this transient world process. If one were to know the art of solving his problems deeply and profoundly, his life would be a perennial stream of peace and bliss. But as we all know, that is not always the case because we lack these essential skills. Psychological insight into problems. When you face a problem, your mind becomes agitated. If your mind is serene and balanced, you will not find the existence of a real problem. Just as imaginary ghosts dwell in darkness, so problems dwell in the confused state of the human mind. If your mind becomes overpowered by rajas and tamas, which are the qualities of externalization and inertia, you will be constantly involved in an unceasing flow of problems. But when your mind turns to sattva, which is the principle of purity and harmony, you will find a way out of your problems. With the predominance of sattva, you discover the intuitive insight before which every problem dwindles into thin air. If you keep your mind deprived of the gentle rays of pure reason and the shower of devotion, you are bound to grow thorny bushes of entangling problems in your life. So, the key essence is to stay more in sattva so we can have the natural joy from within and the ability to handle the problems. What is the philosophy of problems? Just as hurricane winds create a fictitious eye around which they whirl, so the whirling mind creates a fictitious center called a problem. The more the mind continues to whirl, the greater is the intensity of the problem. Problems do not exist in reality. The mind, overpowered by ignorance, conceives problems and continues to battle against them. There are no problems when you are in deep sleep. When you awake, you become identified with your mind again. It is this identification which is the basis of all problems. Led by ignorance, you impose values upon the objects of the world. You think of them again and again. Constant thinking of an object from an egoistic point of view creates internal attachment. Attachment becomes the source of manifold desires. Desires then intensify the ego and in turn are fed by the egoistic vision. When desires multiply, the light of reason becomes veiled by a dust cloud of mental agitation. There arise anger and delusion, which obstruct the penetrating vision of reason. In the absence of the light of reason, human personality is constantly chased by the ghosts of problems. The self is free from all problems. Self meaning your consciousness, your Atma. It casts its reflection in the mental process and assumes the role of an individual soul or the Jiva. Overpowered by ignorance, the soul becomes identified with the mental, vital, physical personality and loses insight into its essential nature, which is the self itself. All problems depend upon the dominance of the unenlightened ego and the inner veil of ignorance. Ignorance, therefore, is the seed of all problems, and egoism is the sprout from that seed. Instead of being frightened by a problem, try to look into its very eyes. Develop a poised mind. You will first discover an effective solution to the problem and then find the problem did not ever exist. Something simple. When your range of vision is limited, you see certain developments without any awareness of their meaning in the perspective of a wider range of vision. What seems to be negative in a narrow range of one's vision is found to be positive from a wider perspective. There is always a deeper hidden meaning for the problems, which is our evolution. If you understand the divine purpose behind the apparent adversities in your life, you will not recoil from them with a mind biased with the concept of some problems. You will seek guidance from your pure inner reason and will be able to overcome your problems effectively. The methods of overcoming a problem: promote spiritual understanding in your life by taking recourse to satsanga, good association, study of scriptures, and selfless service of humanity. Grow out of the narrow confines of your limited mind. Breathe the fresh air of universal life. The worms of problems that grow in the dampness of your heart will not survive when the light of wisdom begins to illumine your internal life. When baffled by a negative situation, do not maintain an agitated mind. Pray, surrender, relax. Go for a walk, clear your mind. Don't think about the problem so intensely. Take a deep breath. Wait and watch. Perform your duties to the best of your capacity and understanding. You will discover a mysterious hand guiding you through the encircling gloom of baffling problems. Practice meditation every day. The distracted state of mind is the source of all problems. When you practice concentration and meditation, you begin to educate the subconscious and unconscious depths of your mind. Instead of being confused by a problem, you allow the unconscious to work out a solution for you. It is happening inside once you put the thought in a peaceful way. You find that while a tense life brings more complexity to a problem, a relaxed life solves it as if it were a bursting bubble of illusion. You may have noticed many times you solve the problems in your sleep. In your dream, you get the solution because you've been thinking about it consciously, which you couldn't get the answer, but your subconscious was working on it. Discover your essential nature by listening to the scriptures, reflecting upon the spiritual nature of the self, and meditating upon the non dual Brahman. How can any problem exist in the self that is infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, and infinite power. You are the divine self. Destroy the veil of ignorance by the light of knowledge. You will be free from the problem of individuality. You will be free from grief and sorrow forever. May God bless you. With this, we conclude our satsang for today, and I hope you found this chapter very helpful. All of us have this problem of having problems, and if we pay attention to these wonderful tips and guidance, we will benefit. In tomorrow's satsang, we will discuss how to be religious in the true sense. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.